Welcome to the Backpacking Bushers podcast, brought to you by Enlightened Equipment, the quilt that helped get my pack down to 18 pounds total pack weight on our most recent trip. Check them out at enlightenedequipment.com. With me today is a man who once burned his shirt in a campfire, Huck Outdoors. How you do today, sir?
I'm doing great. I can't believe you remembered that.
Are you serious? That's like what our podcast is built on, is ridiculous stories like that.
Oh, man.
For those who didn't hear, why did you burn your shirt in a campfire? What's the recap on this one?
So that was my first backpacking trip, and we didn't want to carry the weight out. I burned more than the shirt. There's an extra pair of pants, extra pair of underwear.
Well, I don't think you shared that part.
Yeah,
You
it was
burned a
a
whole
all that.
outfit?
Yeah, full outfit because I didn't want to carry it out.
I thought that the shirt got torn up or like chewed on or something.
Oh no, that was just our packs were like 60 pounds.
Okay, so your packs are 60 pounds. So you're shaving what, like a pound with that?
Yeah, the night before we had extra food that we also threw into the fire.
Okay. It's a pretty epic campfire right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, is it fair to say that that's not something that an advanced backpacker does?
Not at all.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I asked you. I have more to that story. So, in your opinion, your definition, what's an advanced backpacker?
Somebody that's got a dialed in system, knows how to get down on the trail where they can make some miles. They aren't worrying about what's happening out there. They can enjoy, I guess you could say, enjoy the suck factor. They're not worried about misery on the trail. Their food they know how to add in the extra calories so they can get that fuel in them. And they don't worry about the extra fluff.
They're not bringing 60-pound packs.
No.
Unless it's like winter or some sort of like extreme situation. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So just kind of they got their systems down, so to speak. And so there's not a lot of weird things that are, not a lot of rookie mistakes. So, okay. I'd say that. I think that there's like a lot of like, I kind of like these nitpicky things that you kind of like learn from experience that maybe don't bother you early on. And then you just kind of dial those things in as well. I've got some of that on my list as well as kind of just general skills. But we'll get to that. So we've got 10 things only advanced backpackers do. So you got 5, I got 5, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Before we get to it, we got our Bible verse of the episode, Ephesians 5:15. Look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise. So do you have any tips about walking carefully on your list?
Oh man, looking carefully on my actually off-trail confidence.
Let's just jump in with that one. All right. What does that mean? Off-trail confidence. What does that mean?
So a lot of backpackers when they first start out, they're just hiking on a regular trail, something that they'll read on a guidebook or something. And as you get a little bit more advanced, you're feeling more confident out there, and you're able to go off trail. You're learning to read the maps. You're able to read what topo lines are. You know, from the topo lines that are way far out to the little tiny lines.
Yeah.
And and you know where the bailout areas are.
Wait, why do you want bailout areas? You don't have bailout on the trips. What kind of trips are you going on?
Say a 60, 70-mile trip or something, a week-long trip, something happens, have some bailout points ready to go just in case somebody gets hurt or something like that.
Not you, though. Not you.
Oh, no.
Okay. So plan Bs, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the bailout points because that's something that I'm actually becoming more in tune with as I get older, and I just realized like some of the folks we've been going with that have always been reliable, just things are starting to happen. And having that plan B, if things go sideways, where can we bail out? I think is really important. And that actually happened on a recent trip and we had to actually use a bailout point. So that's a good one. All right. So off-trail confidence. So okay. And your first point was about people are using guidebooks to plan. Is that still true, you think?
Especially in Southern California, yes. There's actually these books for like a local forest that they sell out constantly.
Really?
100 trails in the Angeles and San Bernardino National Forests.
Okay.
And people use them all the time trying to find out new trails or something like that.
Wait, do you go backpacking in the Angeles National Forest?
I do.
Okay.
I was actually up there backpacking 2 weekends ago.
The last time I was there, it was forever ago. I think I was still in college. and we went there, and it was like the trail was overgrown with poison oak, and there was just trash floating down the streams. Is that still true?
That sounds like possibly the, was that the San Gabriel River, probably the East Fork.
Okay, probably. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like a lot of people go, there's a lot of poison oak. At the beginning, there's a lot of trash because people come up from different areas and it's right there. They can hang out in the water.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, "What am I doing? Why am I here?" But it sounds like you got some better places dialed in. So
Yeah.
I'll have to reach out the next time I want to backpack near Los Angeles, which sounds weird. I'll piggyback on yours though. Okay, so you're talking about like kind of from the trip planning perspective, as far as like going someplace beyond the guidebooks and possibly
Yeah.
heading off trail. Okay, so I've got one that's along the same lines, and I found that a lot of newer backpackers tend to go to places that are very local to them and very familiar to them, which is great. I think that's a great way to start out. But then as they become more and more experienced, they tend to stick to those areas. They stick to what they know. And if they branch out, they're maybe staying in the same, I don't know, national forest or national park, but they're not actually going someplace new. So I think an advanced backpacker goes well beyond that and is
Yes.
going out of the state to places that they've never been before, possibly out of the country. What do you think about that?
I have to agree to that. Yeah, I don't see new backpackers doing that at all. They want something that's just something local, something easy to do. As you get, like you said, more advanced, you're able to travel a little bit further, maybe out of the country. You're going to pick up extra more miles. You're going to be able to do these longer trails. So yeah, I've got to agree on that one.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, our first one was Glacier National Park, where it was like our first trip where we went to like a destination where we all had to meet up, and then I had never been there before, so I was doing all my research from like YouTube to websites to everything, just trying to find out the best possible trail. And that was hard, man. I'll be honest. Like the first time, especially, I still think it's hard going someplace brand spanking new.
Oh,
If you're the trip planner, if you're the advanced backpacker, I think that is challenging, but that's part of the fun. So,
yeah.
all right, next one, what you got?
Oh, let's see here we got. So dialing in gear systems.
Okay.
The more advanced you get, you're going to be able to dial in your gear. And I'm not going to say as far as ultralight goes, because that's a whole nother spectrum. And I see people that are ultralight that shouldn't be ultralight.
Wait, what does that mean? Explain
There's
that. Why
going to
should
be
they be
about
ultralight?
they see videos on YouTube and then they feel, oh yeah, I see this guy doing ultralight stuff. I can be just like him.
Okay.
And it doesn't work like that. Makes you got to dial in your gear systems.
Wait, I just put out a video on my 15-pound total pack weight. Do you think I'm like wrecking people's trips with that video?
Not necessarily.
Actually, nobody watched that video. So probably not. You're right. Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Uh, You have to know what not to carry. Well, take my first trip, carrying extra clothes.
Yeah.
You'll probably be burning all these clothes you're paying for good money for. Uh, You got to have like some repair skills. So you have to know, like, say something happens out there and you know what works. So say like I use tents that don't use tent poles. They're all
Okay.
trekking pole style tents. If my trekking pole breaks, I know, for example, okay, I could pull up a stick or something, break it off to the right length, and use that stick to hold up my trekking pole tent.
Right. Versus like a new person wouldn't be able to do that. You're saying.
Probably not. They might be able to, but they might not know how to repair it right away. They might think a few things, but
Right.
we've actually had that where one of our friends, if I'll just an example, he actually forgot as we got up there, forgot his instead of taking trekking poles, he usually brings like one of these sticks, a carbon fiber stick.
Right.
And we're a few miles in, and he realized what happened. He's like, you know what? I'll get to, when we get there, I'll just use a stick. We'll be fine. I'll find one.
Yeah. So kind of having that confidence, like, okay, if you forget something, something doesn't go according to plan, like you can figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And have
Your system. Go ahead.
just break it. Just adding that when you said confidence, chat, dying in your gear system, you have to have confidence in your gear. So
Okay.
if you know, like, you want to carry a little bit less weight, you've got like a 30-degree sleeping quilt or something. Your quilt's 30 degrees. You want to make sure that, okay, you can get down to 30 degrees in it or something like that. Just have confidence in what you're using, what you're bringing out.
Okay. So yes, and that's just experience knowing your gear for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick on like a little silly one here. I got one that yeah, this one has to kind of do with the gear. So it has to do with your stove. And so people will typically pack their stove and then they put it inside their cooking pot and they just throw it in there. Maybe it's in the bag, a lot of times it's not. And as they're hiking, it's just jingling around, just clanking around their pot. Super annoying. I've
There you
had
go.
people do that with their keys, just like they're just making sounds while they're hiking, like super annoying. So an advanced backpacker doesn't do that, folks. Like you figure out something to put it in or some sort of buffer, whether that's like a box of, fireproof matches or you put it somewhere else and you're not clanking around making
Right.
sounds.
Wrap it up in like a little pot, like a little sack or something, or
Right.
you got like a little towel you use to clean out your pot. Wrap it up in that.
Yeah. If you bring that kind of stuff, I don't bring a towel. Do you bring a towel?
I've got like a little what is it like I can't remember what they're called. They're those towels that expand when you add water to it. And I just cut off like a little 2x2, 4x4
Okay.
piece of it. So
Well, you cut off so you have like a part of a wipe, basically, is what you're using.
yeah, I just use it to wipe out the stove.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're like trimming a wipe down, shave some weight. How much is a pack weight? How much is your pack weight like on a 3 or 4 day trip? How much are you talking about here?
I bring some comfort items. So I'd probably say between 18 to 20 usually.
Total pack weight.
That's
Total.
total 25 ish.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right.
It
Wow.
doesn't help that I've got a camera on there too.
Well, look, yeah, camera stuff. I mean, that's like a couple pounds right there. It could be,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. All right. Well, that's not. I mean, some folks are bringing that. That's not a common item for everybody, though.
Yeah. So 25 usually.
Okay. All right. What's your third one? What you got?
Oh, let's see here. It's about smart eating. Like advanced backpackers know how to plan calorie dense meals, not just freeze dried meals like from off the shelf. Some of them taste really good, believe me. I love like some of the new ones that out there, but you're planning those meals, you're balancing the nutrition, the carbs, the fats, the proteins for long days, and you know how much water you actually need on the trail.
Mm.
And I see that a lot where somebody's putting way too much water. It's like, okay, in 3 miles, you got a stream you can get water from, but that person's got 3 liters on them ready to go.
Wait a second. So if you see that, I don't know if this is a new person or this is just somebody who can manage their load well, but if you see that at the trailhead, you're like, dude, you got 3 liters. You got a stream in stinking 3 miles. Are you like scolding them? Or are you like, hey, pour one of those out?
No, I can let them suffer.
You're to let them suffer. Okay. If it's 3 miles, let's say it's like, mixed bag, uphill, downhill, whatever, you're okay to sit there and wait by the stream until they show up.
Yeah. They might get there before me because I'm a slow hiker, but
Okay.
they're suffering with that extra weight. So be it. That's on them.
If they're brand stinking new, or you don't let them suffer.
I might feel nice. I think I'd feel nice at that point and be like, hey, let's pour a little bit of that out. Only bring 2 liters or something like that.
Okay. All right.
Camel up right here. They'll be good to go.
Who would you rather go with, folks? Would you rather go with Huck here, who's going to be like, well, we'll just let him suffer? Or with me, who might be a little bit too aggressive, be like, yeah, you probably want to get rid of that and tell it like it is. Like some people like they want the hard truth, and some people are like, I'll figure it for myself. So I think you get both sides of the coin there. All right, let's see. I got a similar one because you mentioned like calorie dense meals and you mentioned kind of taking meals that are not just freeze dried. I think that's definitely something that an advanced backpacker would do. I still consider myself an advanced backpacker some of the time, and I like bringing the freeze dried meals. I actually like a lot of them. I don't like all of them, but I like a lot of them. And so I've done a better job checking the calories on them. And sometimes I would just, you look at the price, you're like, oh, they're all the same price. You just kind of throw them in the basket and you buy whatever. But there's a pretty big discrepancy anywhere from, it could be like 500 calorie difference, almost like a meal's worth of difference. And so I'm paying attention for that for myself, knowing if it's going to be a harder trip that I want the higher calories. But I'm also paying attention to that for like my wife, who typically can't finish one with higher calories. And so I want to buy one with lower calories. So I think that's something an advanced backpacker does, is really pays attention, not just to the flavor, but to the calories. What do you think?
And like the servings too. Some of them they might weigh the same. One's
Yeah.
2 serving, one's 1 serving.
Right.
Gotta look at that too.
That's yeah. The one serving ones are. I don't know if is it are the one serving ones a scam or the two serving ones, because I feel like for me, two serving ones were like really one serving.
I think there's a few of both on each side of the spectrum.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want to name names of some because there's so many out there. I just this past weekend I was looking at a friend of mine back and forth that his same weighed the same weight. They were both the same amount of calories. One was a one serving, one was two servings.
It was the same brand or not?
Different brand, different brand.
You can name names. We name names on our podcast.
Oh, well, between I don't remember which one was which, but it was, one was had trail goods, another one had a bowl and kettle. One was a two serving, one was a one serving, but they had the same amount of calories.
I haven't had either of those brands, so I can't speak to them.
They're both good. They're both excellent.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah,
we
staples in my
we have an episode coming up about the freeze dried meals. We had people suggest ones that were terrible to us, and so we're gonna do some taste testing of them. And we've got I don't know. Everybody likes different things, but typically if something's bad, it's bad, right? So we're gonna figure out which ones are the worst ones. Sounds like you had some good ones though. All right, let's see. Number 4, what you got?
um I like to call this one comfort with discomfort.
Okay.
The difference between a good trip and a bad trip is usually your mindset. Uh, Advanced backpackers embrace like the bad stuff going on, the rain, the bugs, long climbs, long miles, and just sort of got to accept that discomfort from some of those things is going to happen on your adventure.
Hmm. So do you like the discomfort?
Sometimes it can be fun.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like what they call the type 2 fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
My theory is that as you get older, is that type 2 fun just doesn't exist. Either you're a complainer or like you just kind of like dig into the challenge and you love that. And I love the challenge. If I'm having a hard time, but it still is like an achievable task, like I enjoy it. That's my theory.
You just got a lot of it is your mindset staying positive when the conditions turn around.
Yeah. And I think that positivity comes from experience with advanced backpackers. Is like, okay, well, I've been through this before, so I know that it's gonna be okay in the end. Like I'm freezing, I'm gonna be warm. I'm warm. I'll be able to cool down like eventually. So okay.
Just a real quick example from a trip this year where I was suffering. It was just an easy 3 miles in to where we were going before we did a big climb up. And within those 3 miles, I got heat exhaustion.
How hot was it?
Um, Probably in the low 90s.
Okay.
We thought we'd be hiking along a riverbed, but we ended up being above the riverbed. And when we got to a junction, my friends looked at me and my face was super red. I was, it was like Santa Claus, reindeer. What's his name? Rudolph.
Santa Claus face.
Yeah, that like as red as Santa Claus's suit. That's how red my face was.
Okay.
And my friends know, it's like, oh, you better take a break. So we stopped, and I felt so bad. And I was ready to hike back out. And when my friend's Monica, she's like, no, 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 just sit, rest, get in the shade, get some water, and we adjusted our plans accordingly. We knew there's another trail going up here. It's like, okay, let's not do the big trail. We'll stay down along the water. And yeah, so
Okay.
I was not ready.
Where was this? Where are you for this?
That was in the Gila Wilderness,
Okay.
which amazing area. But yeah, I was
Is that in New
we went
Mexico?
there,
Where's that?
New Mexico,
All right.
um, Southwest New Mexico.
Gotcha.
I was not ready to embrace the suck that day, and
Yeah.
my friends sort of talked me back into it. And by the end, it turned out to be an awesome trip.
Yeah.
Up some awesome things.
I've had that before where I was actually in Yosemite and they told us straight out, they're like, you got 100-degree days coming. I was like, you know what? We're hiking next to the river, and so we'll be fine. And I think there was a 1-day stretch where we were technically next to the river, like on the map, but like you're saying, you're up from it. Like the contour lines are so close, it's hard to read that on the map, and so it's not accessible. And we were in the sun the whole time, and yeah, that was suffering for sure. And yeah, I understand how I felt.
Yeah.
But we know what the worst thing is like if it's really that hot and it like warms up the water. So when you finally do get to water source, it's like not even that ice cold like mountain water.
Oh yeah.
That's not as much fun either.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I've got kind of the opposite of that. All right. So something that I don't even know if I'm great at this, but typically somebody in the group that I'm with is great at this. Is if you end up having like an afternoon downpour, or maybe it's just like pouring rain the whole day, you get to camp and you're in a spot that allows for campfires, you can still make a fire. You can make a fire after a downpour. You figured out where to find the dry stuff, whether that's like under things or next to the base of trees, or they call it like the dead hang, where it's just like a dead tree that's, like able to shed the stuff, shed the water, but you're able to make a fire in the downpour. Do you have that skill, Huck?
No, I do not.
Really?
No, I'll bring some like sometimes some little tiny fire starters that help with that, but no, they're I've got a friend I go with it. He's really good at doing that, finding all that stuff.
With the fire starters, can you do it or no?
Put a fire starter most like
That counts. That still counts. So you got that
yeah,
stuff with you. Yeah, I
yeah.
count that. All right. But your but you got a buddy that can do it though.
Oh, yeah, he's really good at finding all that the dry timber and knowing exactly what's what out there. And oh wait, there's that right there. That's gonna burn up really quick. And,
Yeah, it's identifying that stuff. Yeah, yeah. My other co-host Derek, he's good at that as well. So, and he's usually bringing some all sorts of weird stuff to get fires going. So, I still count that. All right. What's your last one? Last description of something only an advanced backpacker does.
hopefully more people do this, but I think experienced backpackers, advanced backpackers are stewardships. They're a stewardship in the backcountry. It's not just about yourself. It's not going out there and finding, oh, look at that meadow. I can camp right there in the middle of that meadow. No, it's really like leaning on that leave no trace principles. You're going beyond like just a pack it in, pack it out. You're looking for campsites that are dispersed campsites that trying to avoid overuse. You're trying to camp on durable surfaces. You're seeing trash out there. You're picking it up, bringing it out, especially like mylar balloons, stuff like that.
Harmful was.
Yeah. Oh, that's almost a guarantee anymore. You see one out there every time in Southern California. You will see a mylar balloon on the trip, guarantee.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'd say just as an advanced backpacker, you're just a better steward for the backcountry.
Okay. All right. I got a scenario for you then. This happened to me this past year. So I was doing a training, like a shakedown overnight hike, and in my local area, which is actually it's a pretty clean area. And we're on the first of 2 days, and we're probably only a few miles in, and we got a lot of miles to go. I think that day was like 22 miles, followed by like 15 miles. So I see some eating utensils in the middle of the trail. All right, it's like a stack of it's like the knife, the fork, the spoon, like they're kind of all connected with that ring. So I'm like, that's weird. I haven't seen that in the middle of the trail. So I grab them. I'm like, all right, I'll pack it out. Go a little, like half mile farther, and we see a half-eaten freeze-dried meal. So it's like hydrated, but it's half eaten. So it's heavier than your typical freeze-dried meal because it's already got water inside.
Okay, that's
I
weird.
was like, dude, now we're talking. I'm adding, I don't know if it's a pound, but I'm adding weight to my pack. And so I was like struggling with it, but we grabbed it. So then we continue hiking, and I think we found the guy's campsite that was like ditching all this stuff. I think he had some sort of like he just wasn't prepared, and he just like ditched everything. So he had like water bottles. He had like a Target sleeping bag. He just had like the basics of camp just left. And it looked like it had been out there for days, and it was like soaked in rain. How much of that stuff you grabbing, man?
Well, we've ran into stuff like that. Nothing that bad, but
Okay.
when there's trash out there, we as a group will try to bring out as much as we can.
Yeah. But if I've packed everything out, probably would have added 10 pounds, maybe 15. So, and I couldn't carry that much for 22 miles.
As much as especially all the stuff that is going to affect the wildlife. Yeah, bring that out. Um, we've done stuff where people have left like fire rings. There's foil in there and stuff like that. It's like,
That's common. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we've gone through and pulled out all the foil stuff like that. That like animals are going to try to eat in there.
Right.
That will you just try to be the good stewards. Do as best you can out there.
Okay. But you didn't answer though. How much you carrying out? Like you're there. You're on site.
Depending on how I'm, is it just me?
I was with a buddy, but my buddy was struggling. So
How many miles do I got left to go?
yeah, a lot of miles left to go. Like we still had
Yeah.
whatever 18 that day. So
Bring out the food. Grab all that food.
all
All
right,
the stuff animals are going to go through.
fair enough. Okay. All right. All right. Well, there's your 5. I got my last one. This is one that I get a little picky about because, and we've already talked about it a little bit, is this the concept of base weight versus total pack weight. If you go and you're kind of, doing your research and you're watching YouTubers out there, they're always usually not always, but typically using the phrase base weight because, your total pack weight fluctuates. But to me, I've seen people with crazy ultralight base weights, but their pack's heavier than mine because they overpack their food, they overpack their water, they overpack their consumables. And so for me, I don't care about the base weight anymore. I just want to know what your total pack weight is. And that's what matters when you're starting the trip. And that's why we have that tradition of doing a pack weigh-in at the start of the trip. Because if anybody's like egregious and can't handle their pack weight, like we need to address that on site. So your base weight, it's a nice stat. If you want to sound cool talking about it, sound cool. Sound cool. But your total pack weight is the one that matters. And that I would think advanced backpackers would say as well.
I gotta agree with that because there's so many people out there that'll put out this base weight or something, and it's like, wait a minute, well, I'm carrying this in my pocket or this over here. It's like,
In my
no,
pocket. We've had that issue. We've had that issue.
I've got my drone in my pocket. No, no,
My
no,
drone's in my pocket.
like, no.
I was
Put your
okay, I was
phone-
joking about that because, my buddy Derek, he weighed his pack and then he had snacks in his pocket. I was like, "You gotta count the snacks." Like, "No, but it's like pocket, it's like body weight." I was like, "Okay." And so then I grabbed my water bottles and I, like, shoved them down my shorts, and I was like, "I'm carrying my water bottles in my shorts then, does that count?" And then we had this big argument about it, but, yeah, I think that all that stuff counts. All of it.
Yes, I gotta agree.
Alright, so there you go, folks. That's 10. What do we miss? What else do advanced backpackers do that only advanced backpackers do? Alright. Huck, I appreciate your thoughts, your wisdom, and your stories, but it's not over, my friend. We got backpacking skills trivia coming up right after this. All right, so I've got 3 questions for you. In order to pass trivia, you got to get 2 of the questions correct. And if you pass, then I'll send you a package of your favorite freeze-dried meal. Sounds like you're not as into as I am, but is there one that's like comes to mind that you like a lot?
Oh, number one for me is bowl and kettle.
Okay. Is there a
It,
particular flavor?
the chicken tikka masala,
Ah, I love chicken tikka masala. Okay, I gotta try that one.
and it tastes just like if you were into like an Indian restaurant, just like it's fresh.
Is it okay? Is it from their site, or do you have to order through like Amazon, or how do you get it?
Through their site, or I think they also carry it at Garage Grown Gear. Either way.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I just saw today they're moving from Austin, Texas to Colorado. So I
Oh,
think they've got like a 3-week delay in doing orders. So
that's my neck of the woods. Maybe I'll just go to their store. Maybe I'll help them move and see if they have any leftovers. Can I move this box for you? How about 1 box for me, 1 box for you?
go.
All right, here we go. Number 1, according to REI's website, a beginner backpacking skill is A, choose trips that are an easy destination. B, learning how to make coffee on the trail. C, tying your shoes so they don't become untied on the trail. This is a beginner backpacking skill according to REI. What you got?
I think it's going to be A.
Choose trips that are an easy destination.
Yes.
That is correct. 1 for 1. Number 2, according to hiking guy Chris Hazard, who's sort of from your neck of the woods, he's a friend of the show, a basic skill you need to have is A, find the right locator beacon, B, find the right camp chair, C, find a good place to set up camp.
Can you repeat the question?
A basic skill you need to have is, according to Chris hiking guy Hazard, locator beacon, camp chair, set up camp.
Place to set up camp? Possibly C. Okay.
C. Correct. 2 for 2. You've passed trivia already, my friend.
Leaning towards A just because I know I've watched Chris's videos and I know how much he loves the gear talk.
He's just the tech guy. Yeah, I bring him on for tech talk like typically once a season, and he knows his stuff for sure. So that was a little tricky on that one for sure. All right, just for fun, number 3, according to Source Tactical Gear, a survival skill backpackers need is A, be able to fend off wild animals. B, be able to defend yourself against wild humans. C, be able to find campsites that avoid wild insects that can bite you.
I do all of them, huh?
They only picked. You'd think that they would have all the above, but according to their website, only one was like an essential survival skill.
Oh man, I'm debating. I'd like it to be either A or B. I'd still with B.
Defend yourself against wild humans. It was actually A. You're close. Wild animals, which to me is like I've never had any of these. Maybe the insects one. Like I definitely want to pick sites that don't have the insects,
Oh yeah.
but I mean they're coming from like a survival perspective, and they're in their minds that whatever gear they're bringing, they have these scenarios of like worst case mountain lion attack, bear attack, which is very very rare, obviously.
If you're in the national forest, it might be B.
The humans, wait, what's going on there?
Oh, there's some bad parts of the Angeles there. Closer. There's parts that you can backpack that are very close to the city of LA. We'll just
Okay,
you get
and so people are gonna.
transients up there that are not doing well in life. So
You're not selling me on it, man. This is. I
you
don't want to go
go
back there now.
you go to the high country. Go the high country of the Angeles is
Okay.
just
Where you look down upon the smog.
yes.
Okay. All right. It's funny because we got family that live in Pasadena, which is like at the base of a lot of those mountains, and they just they're just right up against the mountains, but you can't even see the mountains most days, even though they're like right there. So, all right. Well, okay. I got a freeze dried meal coming your way. All right. To close things out, I just got one tidbit. What can we look forward to on the Huck Outdoors YouTube channel? What you got?
Well, hopefully this winter I'll be getting more in-depth gear reviews. And one thing I've been wanting to do, and I'm hopefully gonna finally get to do it, is talk about like how I do some of my photography. So talk about the shot, do the whole video on how we got to that area and what took place up to taking that photo.
Wait, would you consider yourself like a professional or semi-pro photographer?
No, amateur, but it's fun. It's a lot of
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
I've actually transitioned my website, which is huckoutdoors.com, which showcases some of my photography now.
Mm, okay. I don't think I've checked that out. I got to check that out. Okay. Gotcha. We've got a dude that comes on our Patreon trips, Brian from Ohio, who I don't know if he considers himself pro or semi-pro, but he's taking some of the best shots. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to have him on the trip anyway, but just the fact that he also provides some awesome pictures, it's just like a bonus.
Yeah.
So I think that if you are part of a backpacking group and you can provide that skill, I
Mhm.
think that people just so value it. So that's something
I love doing it. I love taking the photos, and
right.
it helps having a decent camera that I've got that does a lot of the work.
For sure. For sure. Gotcha. All right. Well, we got the link to your YouTube channel in the show description. And then you said your pictures on the website too?
Yeah, huckoutdoors.com.
Okay. I'll put that link in the show description as well. So check out Huck. He provides a lot of fun, good, positive content. Just an all around good dude, man. Really appreciate you taking the time to co-host this episode with me. It's been an honor, my friend.
Same here. Thanks for having me.
All right, everybody. Have a great week and God bless.
I want